coming to you from the inner sanctum of the big blue house in the middle of nowhere. This is your host, Sean.
And Crystal.
What you doing, Chris?
Hanging out with you
You know what?
on a Sunday night.
You know what I'm doing? I'm about to be talking paranormal.
Oh, I like paranormal. I like it when we talk paranormal.
You know what I miss?
Yeah.
Us driving around.
Yeah. That was fun. We just can't figure out how to do the cameras for YouTube driving around, though.
Yeah, I know. You know what I thought about?
Yeah.
There's this little, it's not a very expensive camera,
Yeah.
video camera, that we could set up. Or we could find a way to set up the camera and hit record while we drive around.
Yeah, maybe we can take it on the road some. And then we'll try to figure out this table discussion thing a little more.
But, it's one of them things that some of our best conversations have been on the road.
I know.
And not sitting at a table.
We were having good discussions just yesterday evening on our way to that cemetery.
Yeah.
On the back gravel road that came out at the cemetery. Y'all, we told you we were going to try to hit some more cemeteries again and look around. And I took a lot of great pictures last night. I did put one on our page for our cover photo, and then I might put those on our Facebook page from our little stop at the cemetery yesterday evening. And it was dark, and the moon was like a smiley face in the sky. You know me and moons.
The only thing is the videoing would be harder doing while we're driving around, because a lot of times it's in the evening and it's getting dark.
So actually, it's getting lighter now in the evenings.
Well, it still gets pretty dark on
Yeah.
us while we drive around.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind this if we just talk like we do when we're driving. Here, go like this.
I don't want that. I'm gonna be done. You're not over there. If I did that, I'd be running you over. Oh wait, hang on. No. It wouldn't be hitting the brakes.
Yeah. But I don't know, I just had kind of some mystical stuff on my mind. To anybody that knows me, and you know me, I'm a huge Stevie Nicks fan. I've been listening to her autobiography, Gold Dust Woman, and been listening to a lot of not only her songs, but Fleetwood Mac, and she just always gives off these gypsy, free-spirited, witchy kind of vibes. It's always kind of been her stage thing, and so it got me thinking about, just some of I don't know. I mean, there was the women that were accused of stuff like that, but I think that they just knew how to do things, and they knew these old remedies, and they knew things about medicinal herbs and how to make candles and for the home, with fat tallow, and they just knew how to do a lot of this stuff. And then there was a lot of people way back that freaked out about all that and started accusing of witches and things like that, so, which is just silly to me. But what do you think about some of that?
I don't want a video.
You don't want a video?
I was looking at something.
Yeah. I'll be glad to keep talking if you want me to.
You can keep talking.
But I don't know. I've always found myself to be pretty free-spirited and kind of different. I guess I was always the different kind of girl, the free-spirited kind of girl, but at the same time, I have these old-fashioned notions, too, of cleaning and taking care of the home and just being the wifely type, too. But having my own mind and just this creative streak of being a little free-spirited, and I guess I just admire other women that were like that throughout history, and I feel so sorry for the ones that got accused of doing little things to help other people in their villages and things like that, like to get over a cold, or because they knew what plant to pick that would help with the flu, or they knew what plant to pick to help a woman that was having a baby and help with the pain or the contractions, because they knew what plants were like pain relief. They knew what plants were good for colds. They just had all this knowledge, and they were so smart.
I'm about to open my drink.
Oh, okay.
I was giving warnings.
So I didn't jump.
Well,
and the people didn't jump.
And to people listening, so that they know I was about to open my drink. We were talking about witches.
Yeah.
The other day in the Old Cross Cemetery.
Yeah, yeah.
And I pulled this up, and I know we've talked about just reading stuff. This is actually kind of interesting. This is what something I was trying to find out. Which this is just one of the. I don't mind reading stuff.
Yeah.
If it's in the process of
getting information,
researching while we talk.
Yeah.
So we were talking about the Old Cross Cemetery.
Mhm.
And this says legends surrounding the Old Cross Cemetery in Kensett, near Searcy, Arkansas, often focus on its history as a burial site for a Civil War soldier,
cool.
Nicholas Owens, while specific, widely known witch tales are not officially documented for this location. It is frequently grouped with local White County, Arkansas haunted lore, which include tales of ghostly figures and eerie shifting lights.
It is eerie out there.
It is very
It's
eerie.
the creepiest cemetery I've ever been to.
So, key details regarding local legends. Crow Cemetery context. Located in Kensett, it is noted for containing the grave of Nicholas Owens, a black Civil War soldier who served in the Union Army.
Wow.
Haunted tales in the area. Other, perhaps more commonly cited spooky tales in the Searcy, Judsonia area include the unknown baby girl grave.
Yeah, that's the one going.
Which that one's weird because the way it is, you know, I'm sitting here, I wrapped a coat around my hand. The on ramp to the interstate at Judsonia, you know when you get on the interstate.
Oh yeah, I know.
You got the interstate here, and you got the on ramp.
Yeah.
So between the on ramp and the interstate is a single grave.
Yeah, you pointed that out to me that time, and I was like, "Oh wow, what is that doing there?"
And it's the grave of the unknown baby girl. General hauntings. Legends in local White County cemeteries sometimes include stories of glowing tombstones and apparitions. Fact check. Many of these stories are considered local folklore or urban legends, and the area is not officially designated as a place of witchcraft.
And then there's that angel statue that the eyes are supposed to open. And you know, I took some photographs of that, and they did look awfully strange, remember?
Yeah.
When we went over there, and it almost looked like in some of the photographs the eyes were shut and then the eyes were opening, like the lids were open. It was very odd, but it's that big angel statue over at the Judsonia Cemetery.
But some of that, where it's located, it's actually fairly close to the road, too.
Yeah.
So, at the time, I know that there wasn't cars that passed by, but some of it, I wonder if it's lights from cars that pass by and stuff, because it's really not that far from the road.
But I will say the angel statue does give you like this creepy vibe.
There was one. We got back on the subject of cemeteries. But the one in Bald Knob, dude, that was weird.
Yeah.
We were driving around the cemetery one evening in Bald Knob,
Okay.
and we had the windows down, and it wasn't hot out, but it
was
wasn't cold.
summertime.
It was comfortable out,
Yeah.
and we drove through this one spot, and
It was
literally,
freezing.
yeah, it's cold enough
Uh-huh.
the hairs on my arms stood up.
Mine too. It's like the temperature just dropped. I'm getting chills thinking about it. But yeah, that was like I want to go back out there sometime.
Yeah.
And we were taking some pictures, and it was kind of odd. I know that you're kind of iffy about orbs, but
I'm not.
but I swear there was like some some orbs in some of those.
I know that people talk about orbs, and I'll admit that there's some interesting photos or videos of what people consider orbs. Like, it'll go this way, then it'll start this way, whatever, you know. But it's hard for me to get. I can't. I'm not gonna 100% say no. It's
not.
not an orb, but I say I'm 80% going to 80% of me's going. Oh, it's just dust, and the other 20% is like
Maybe not.
maybe it's something else.
Cause
It's that I'm leaning towards dust, but I have that question mark going.
right. Because
Could it be
could it
something?
be? Because don't they say that it's like a residual energy?
It's
that's
like an energy ball.
Right. It's like kind of a spirit energy that's around.
But but I'm not.
I'm open-minded, dude.
I am too. That's why I'm open-minded. That's why I'm not 100% going
Right.
to say no. It's not
yeah.
a ball of energy. But I'm not. I'm not going to say, oh, it is a ball of energy. I'm going to be like, eh.
Your percentage is 80-20. My percentage is probably going to be 50-50. 50% might be like, is it? And then other 50% might be, well, there might be something to it.
I'm more on the, I don't really, I brush it off a lot.
Yeah. But I know we're both really open-minded and,
I'm going to have them haters going, you dirty bastards.
well, and I believe in stuff because I've had my own encounters, and we've talked about some of that in some of the other episodes. And then I'm also empathic. I discovered what that was and did a lot of research and found out that I'm 100%. If you could get more than 100%, I would definitely be an empath. So, I guess I've always been fascinated with women that they call witches, and I hate that term because I still feel like it's a man-made term or something that's supposed to be bad or evil, and I don't think it necessarily is. There's probably people out there that do bad things that shouldn't.
People that practice black magic kind of stuff.
Bad stuff. And I think there's always good and evil to everything, and I'm definitely 100% a Christian. That's how I was raised, but I know that I was different. And like I said, I did research and found that I am empathic. And I do think that there are what I call natural born white light people out there that may be able to have abilities and do things, and it's just the way they were born. It's a God-given gift.
I'm going to backpedal a little bit. And I don't know why this thought just crossed my mind. And this is how our conversations go, y'all.
I know.
because we'll be talking about one thing, then we'll start talking about something else, and we'll
We do.
be like, hey, but talking about orbs.
Yeah. Because we were talking about that.
You know that I have dealt with sleep paralysis.
Yeah, you have.
And, you know, I will, and this isn't me going, oh, orbs are real. But this is how my mind works. It's like, could an orb cause somebody, because they're small,
True.
and you know, and you I've seen videos of some people going, well, an orb entered somebody's neck, started hurting, and
Yeah.
and there's a video, and an orb passed through them or whatever. Could an
Yeah.
orb, if orbs are real, could an orb cause sleep paralysis?
Yeah.
Because you're laying there,
I think it could.
because you're laying there, and people say that when they have sleep paralysis, they see a figure. I have not once ever seen a figure when I've had sleep paralysis. Not once. Uh, Sometimes,
Do you hear anything?
every so often, there's been times where I've been laying there and I'll hear. It's like I hear a footstep off it, like on the other side of the
Room?
room,
Or,
or
okay, yeah.
the other side of the house. I hear a creak or something,
Yeah.
and it's like I hear that creak, and it would be something that should not have woke me up. I'll kind of be like, it'll wake me up because I hear that creak,
Yeah.
and I wonder if it's like a creak, an orb could cause a sound that sounds like a step, and cause me to. I mean, I could be laying there, and it takes every bit of energy
Yeah.
I've got to move a toe.
Yeah, that's
And-
scary. I
and-
would hate to not be able to move.
And once I start moving one toe, then I start working on moving. Like I focus on my big toe. I
Yeah.
focus on moving my big toe. Then once I get my big toe moving, start moving the rest of my toes. Then start moving my foot, and I work my way up and start, working my calf muscle, work
Yeah.
my knees, work my legs up to my hips, till I get out of the sleep paralysis. And sometimes it feels like it takes me an hour to come out of it.
Yeah.
And it's weird because I'll come out of it, and I'll be laying there, and I'll start to fall asleep again, and I feel myself going right back into sleep paralysis. So I've got to keep myself up until that feeling's gone. But
Yeah.
that's just a thought that came to me. It's like, can an orb cause sleep paralysis?
Possibly. And I will say, you've woke up startled before and scared. You have. Like, I don't know if I don't think it was sleep. You were moving, but you, like, grabbed me before. Like, you woke up kind of startled. Like, you'll be kind of.
There's times where I go,
I
crap.
know. I
Yeah.
have vivid dreams. Do you remember your dreams? Like, I dream every night, and I have these crazy vivid dreams.
I've had dreams where, and I've hit my head multiple times, and I don't. And the one dream that I remember, I know I've had other times where I'd be dreaming, and all of a sudden I'm like, I'm seeing straight up.
Yeah.
And there's one day I was sleeping, and growing up on a farm, I've hooked up to a cattle trailer millions of times,
Yeah.
and I was dreaming that I was hooking up to our stock trailer. I was backed up to the stock trailer. I was hooking up to. I was standing there, cranking the handle down, and for some reason in my dream I slipped, and my head hit. That's the time my head hit the hitch on the trailer. My whole body jerked straight up. I'm like,
Yeah, like you wake up startled. And have you ever had a dream?
but it would have hit right there.
Oh. Have you ever had a dream like you're in the dream you're falling or you're on a swing or something swinging around really high and like it feels like you can feel it. It's almost like you can feel falling or your legs feel all weird and I've woke up like that before. And like I'll literally be goosebump chilled and my legs feel like jello because of like falling or whatever. It's a crazy sensation.
I want to do astral travel.
Astral travel?
Yes, where it's like you leave your body.
Do you believe that there are time travelers and interdimensional beings?
Some people claim that Bigfoot's interdimensional.
Yeah. I know some
That-
people have said that, or they
that-
associate it with angels, but or
it-
not
UFOs.
aliens. Yeah, aliens and UFOs.
Here's the reason why people think that Bigfoot could be interdimensional. You see a set of Bigfoot tracks,
Mhm.
and all of a sudden they disappear. Where do they go?
True. I don't know.
It's like there's been a lot of reports of people going, "Hey, I followed these tracks," and they're gone.
Yeah. I just always wondered if there's like humanoid people though that kind of look like us, whether they're people here from a different dimension or a different time, and they're traveling like back in time or to the future. Or I've just always kind of wondered about that too. Is it real? Is it possible? Has some of this happened?
And another, little thing on Bigfoot we're talking about. Some people think that there could be a race of Bigfoot they're not actually Bigfoot, they are feral people. Just the small, there's some that are considered like might be 6 to 7 foot.
Yeah, they
smaller
say the
ones.
southern. Oh, I meant to tell you that the other day because you fell asleep during it, but it was a Bigfoot documentary, and I know you're big into a lot of the Bigfoot hunting because I've gone with you on some of that stuff. But they were talking about the southern group, the southern state group of Bigfoot actually don't get as big, and they had an explanation for that. The terrain down here in these southern states, Arkansas, Louisiana, all this down into here, Florida, the terrain and the environment causes them to be smaller, whereas the mountainous areas up in Washington State, Canada, and like Northern California, they get larger.
There's more bigger game up there too.
Yeah, that's what they were saying too, and they were saying like the leanness is due to like the terrain and the food environment, and like there was like all these factors that causes them to be smaller down in our southern states and then larger as you get up to the north part of the United States.
Yeah, I was actually talking to Craig about the feral people thing. Craig from the Supernatural Roundtable.
Yeah.
We were kind of talking about the feral people, and one thing we were talking about was that there are still areas in this country that nobody. There's not been anybody that we know of. Could there be feral people living in these areas that not?
Yeah.
Best way to put it, no modern person lives in touch from these areas, but there are feral people that could still live in these areas.
Could be, I don't know, but just like the whole Bigfoot thing though, and I'll think they're a form of gigantic ape or whatever, but they were also saying that the leaner, smaller Bigfoot that we have in our southern states, even in like southern Arkansas and Falk, are meaner. They're leaner and meaner, basically, than the bigger ones.
Well, heck yeah, because they're having to live in the heat. They're covered with all that hair.
And they talk about the skunk smell. Well, dang, they're in humidity and swamps. And look at Florida.
They got swamp ants going on.
Yeah, that's why they stink, yo.
Well, Wednesday we're going to be talking about the cowman.
Oh, gosh.
Which is up in Washington State, and he supposedly stinks like the cow.
Oh, gosh.
So.
Then there's like the goat man of Kentucky.
Well, that's Kentucky. They're all drunk anyway.
Well, they say that it lures these teenagers up there, but I'm just like, the goat man's not the one that's killing them, though. You know what's killing them?
The train.
The stupid train coming, because that's still a train trestle bridge. It's like, why are you teenagers climbing up there trying to catch some goat man and you're going to get smacked by a train, or you're going to bail off the side and kill yourself from the fall? So you either get smacked by the train coming, or you jump to your death. It's like, I was watching that and I'm just like, why are you going up there?
It could have been me.
Just stay from a safe distance. Don't get on the train track.
That's why they make guns.
I know, right?
If you want to catch the goat man, just shoot him.
Yeah. Just like get a safe distance away and don't go up on the train bridge or whatever it is. But yeah. That's crazy. And it just seems like such a silly legend though when they talk about where the goat man came from, and I'm just like, really?
So
I'm open minded, but the goat man?
Getting back to the witch thing.
Yeah, definitely.
There's supposedly a clan of witches that lived in El Paso.
Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah.
But were they the bad?
I don't know.
Nobody knows.
I don't know.
Okay.
But so there's a lady that lives there. I'm not gonna name any names or anything.
Okay.
But she's one of them that talked about the witches over there. And she goes there. One day she went outside, and on the road there's the word boar was written on the road in front of her house.
Boar.
Like boar. Like B-O-A-R, boar. And she thought the witches wrote the word boar in front of her house.
That's so silly though. Why would they just write a word called boar?
Like she's boring or something, I don't know. Boar. Or they're going to put a boar in her yard or something, like a dead pig. You know. Come to find out it was the road department wrote boar because they're going to bore a hole under the road in front of her house.
Oh goodness. But see, you know what? That makes a good point though, Sean, and that's funny. That's a funny story too, but that proves my point. This is how stuff gets started, and this is how innocent women that are minding their own business or maybe have some gifts are labeled, and then this is what happens. And you know, we talk about how there was the witch hunts and stuff, right? That's how it gets started, is from silly, crazy rumors like that, or somebody mistakes somebody that did that, you know, and then the whole thing just goes up. Then it's a big witch hunt is on. And that's so silly to me, you know?
Yeah.
Because there are good people out there minding their own business, and some of them even want to help other people, you know? Maybe there's this kindly little lady that's got a lot of cats, and she's by herself, but she knows a lot about plants and herbs, and so she sees her neighbor sick and is like brings her over a tincture tea or something like that, or some soup with herbs in it to help her heal. And that's a kindly thing to do, and that's a helpful thing to do. So I don't think it's all bad. I've never thought it was all bad at all. I guess my thing is, there's always going to be good in this world. There's always going to be evil, and people choose, and they have consequences for their actions and how they're going to be in their life, I guess, you know?
Yeah, I was trying to see if I can find anything, but...
You don't see anything?
You can keep talking for a little bit.
Okay. But, you know, I mean, I see, like, good in people, and, you know, I do believe in, like, the, different, and, you know, we go to, like, Mr. Nick's shop in Heber and get a lot of pretty different rocks and stones, and I do believe that there are different stones for different things and for healing and different energies, and my way of thinking is God made the whole earth, the whole universe, everything that's in it. So any elemental properties that He made, He placed here for our well-being. And there are energies in those things, and they're for good. It's always supposed to be used for good and for helpfulness and for health and healing. It's how people use it or how they feel about it. If you sit there and say, "Oh, that rock's the reason I'm having good luck," well, no, that's not right. God made that rock. It's got energy in it. It's for your healing. But you thank Him before you thank that rock.
Speaking of rocks and stuff like that, you know the 12 tribes.
Yeah.
Talking about Bible stuff.
Yeah.
The 12 tribes, and you got the priests, the Levites are the priests.
Yeah, and they probably used a lot of that stuff, and it's probably in the Bible.
Talking more about rocks.
Yeah. Did you know that the Hebrews carried the Red River jasper? And I'm thinking it was, what was Moses' brother's name? Aaron? He had an amulet of the Red River jasper. And that was supposed to be a very sacred thing for the Israelites and the Hebrew people. He's looking hard, y'all.
Okay.
He'll find it.
So, the Israelites, we talk about you know God creating everything.
Yes.
And I think that we have a real connection to the earth.
We do.
Because if you believe in your Bible, I know that there's people out there that don't believe, that think the Bible is just stories and stuff. If you believe what the Bible says and about how man was made,
yes.
think about how man was made. God took the dirt of the earth, formed the human
yes.
body out of dirt of the earth.
Yes.
It says in the Bible, dust you came and dust you shall return.
We are connected spiritually to the earth.
What makes us different than what the earth is, the only thing that makes us different than the animals, the plants, and the earth is the breath of God. God breathed into us to create life.
Yes.
He went.
His energy and His essence became us.
And He breathed life into Adam.
Yes.
Who was made from the dust of the earth. So, I think that because we were man was made from dust of the earth, there's a connection to the earth, to the stones, to the minerals, and
to the water.
Everything that is connected.
Yes.
Humans are connected to this earth because we were made from this earth.
Yes, there is a spiritual connection that we are connected and grounded to this earth. Even the trees and the roots underneath the ground.
Well, getting back to the stones, we're connected to the stones.
Yes.
Well, there's the 12 tribes of Israel. For every tribe, there was a stone.
There you go.
And the key stones include sardis, topaz,
yes,
emerald, sapphire, diamond, ligure, ligure, agate, amethyst, beryl, onyx, and jasper. So,
and the ones that fled Egypt were the Red River jasper. That was very important to them, was the Red River jasper.
Did I read 12? Oh, no.
I know you said the jasper was the last one that you said.
Anyway, 12 stone, the breast, Aaron, Moses' brother, wore a breastplate. The breastplate stones, 12 stones sit in gold, representing the 12 tribes: carnelian, green topaz, emerald, turquoise, sapphire, quartz, sodalite,
Selenite.
Sodalite,
Solidite.
solidite,
Yes.
agate, amethyst, aquamarine,
Aquamarine.
aquamarine, onyx, opal, and jasper. Those were the 12 that, but there, I mean, you got stones for the 12 tribes, you got memorial stones, you got altar stones, you got standing stones, elite stones. You know, they use all these stones to signify different things, but we're connected to these stones.
We are. They're spiritual.
And if you think about it, the stuff that the earth is made of is the same stuff that's found throughout the universe.
Throughout the heavens and the universe. And going back to the book of Enoch, he mentions those stones and seeing the stones in heaven and gold too, all this stuff. He saw it. And he talks about the throne of God and the different stones and jewels that were around him.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's all, we're connected to it. We're connected to the whole universe. We're grounded and connected to the earth. And it's very spiritual. And I've said it before. I'm 100% Christian. I do believe it's in the Bible, but I'm open-minded and I'm spiritual.
And going back to witches.
Going back to witches.
Going back to witches, where we started from. We're circling around here.
Circling around the stones. Circling.
We're circling around. Back to the witches. Well, it's not only women that were accused.
Some men were too.
There's the one, if you remember, there was the one man in Salem that was
It's so sad.
killed because he was accused of being a witch.
And he kept telling them, I'm not. And they kept wanting him to confess. And he said, I'm not. More weight.
They pressed him to death.
Yeah, they basically.
But anyway,
so
back to the witches. Back to the witches. So these men and women knew about how the herbs, the earth, the minerals, and all this, they were smart enough to go, hey, this mineral will help you get rid of your arthritis. Or there's this spring over here that if you soak in this spring, your arthritis will go away. Or if you go over here 5 miles this way, this spring will help you with your injuries that you have. Or these herbs, you've got a bad laceration on your leg. Wrap it with these. Put these herbs on there and wrap that, and it will heal.
Yeah. They knew these things. Just like I've picked some plants out of our backyard that I happened to see, and you can actually dry those flowers out that people think are weeds. They're not. They actually have a lot of health benefits, and I'm drying them so that I can get some cheesecloth and make tea from those. It's a tea tincture, and it's for your health.
Some of these people, they didn't just learn it from their own experience, but they had think of who was here before we were.
Yeah, it was all passed down.
The Native Americans were here before we were, and some of these people, they lived on the frontier. You know, this was when the furthest west the United States was like what New York City was the furthest west you were.
Yes.
You know, New York or Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And, Virginia was like way west, further than that.
Right.
You got.
They were just coming over.
And these people were learning from
Yeah, they learned a lot from the Native Americans, and
like,
they knew.
There was, there were settlements in the United States.
Yes.
Like, I saw it pop up the other day. They were talking about the Arkansas Post.
Yeah.
Was what was it? French? Was it French
It was
or
the French had
It was
it.
a
Yeah,
French
we bought it
settlement.
from the French.
It was the French settlement that was in Arkansas in
Yeah.
1690s.
Yeah, that was all like the French until the Louisiana Purchase.
And in the 1690s, yeah, that's not part of the United States, but that was still, it wasn't. It's people that conversed with the Native Americans that lived in the area, and were like, and there was people there that's like, hey, these remedies work.
Oh yeah.
They taught us these remedies.
Yeah, and like the French trappers that were coming, they were dealing with the Indians for a long time. These French fur trappers and stuff, and they were trading their furs to the Indians for medicines and different stuff, and they were learning all that. And it goes back further, even to the Bible. People knew how to do these things, and God even told some of them things like this herb is for He did. I mean it goes way, way back to antiquity of them knowing a lot of these things. And I'm just very spiritual. I don't see anything wrong with those things as long as you remember who made it all.
You want to know something crazy? The Renaissance era during the over in England and all that.
Yeah.
Was the same time period as the Wild West in the United States.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Yeah, I never thought of that way, but yeah. Yeah, it was.
Here they were all over there sipping their tea, and we're all over here shooting each other.
Yeah, playing cowboys and Indians. It's crazy.
Anyway.
But yeah. I'm very spiritually connected, I feel like, to things, and definitely open-minded to things. The Native Americans, they were very, very spiritual people. They weren't some savage, dumb people. They were very smart, and they knew what to do, and they were very spiritual and very in tune to the land.
Unless you get to, like the Aztecs that were doing child sacrifices.
Well, that wasn't a good thing. No. But I guess just like, there was the ones that were, I like, what was her name? Angelia, the Ozark Mystic. And she does a lot of videos about our own state of Arkansas back when it was just frontier, before it was even become a state, and how the Indians and the different tribes were here. Did you know that the whole Delta region looked so different? Like those pictures of like what it would have looked like before anything got settled, and all the Indians had their mounds and different, like almost look like pyramids, some of them, these mounds and different stuff. They were the mound building people, and they did call that, was it the Toltec mounds in Little Rock?
Which makes me mad, because when they first,
I want to go back out there.
When they first discovered the mounds in Little Rock, they thought it was the more advanced tribes from Mexico that built the mounds.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting here going, why are they more advanced in Mexico than the ones here?
Yeah, because the ones here they were smart. They settled that whole area. And what do they call them now? Because they changed the name finally.
Yeah.
They were like, no, they were the mound building tribes that were here. I forget what they're calling them now. I know that they said the Cato was around here. Because Angelia, and y'all can, I'm going to turn it to the camera for a minute since I'm talking to them. Y'all can catch Angelia, the Ozark Mystic, on Facebook. Look her up. She's got a page. And she also posts videos on there, these little video shorts about just a lot of the little mystical histories of Arkansas and everything. Watch one of them and you'll find out that Heber Springs was renamed. It was actually a different name back when it was first settled. So
It's called Plum Bio Mounds now.
Plum Bio Mounds, and it's in Little Rock.
It's at 490 Totec Mound Road, God, Arkansas.
I kind of want to go back out there because that was one of the coolest feelings I've ever gotten as an empath. I was feeling all kinds of ancient just energy all around that whole area, and it was very spiritual and it was very beautiful, and I want to go back out there really bad. Maybe when the weather warms up.
It offers. People say this state park offers interesting historical mounds, informative
It's
exhibits,
cool.
and scenic trails. They highlight the educational value, especially for children, and the spiritual atmosphere.
It's so beautiful and peaceful out there, and it just gives you this most beautiful spiritual feeling, especially if you are gifted or if there's any others that are empathic or can feel those energies. It's just a very beautiful place to visit. And they do have the little museum too, don't they? Because I remember us walking through
Sorry, I
that.
was looking behind us.
Yeah, Dealey's relaxing.
She was actually whimpering about something.
Oh. We're gonna go up soon a little bit, girl. She had to come say hi to her daddy.
You see her nose right here?
Yeah, you go see Dealey's nose. She's a good girl.
Anyway.
She's our baby. She's spoiled. All of them are our babies, but Dealey's pretty special to me. Me and Dealey are connected. We're kind of like this, so.
That's why she was whining and Rebel was in here.
She's my pretty girl, aren't you? Yeah. She was under the table.
She's
back
under the
there.
table.
I feel her tail.
She's coming up to say hi. Look.
But yeah, I definitely want to go back out there when the weather's warm. You think you're up for a trip when the weather's warm?
Well, I think they offer a tour as well, which I would like to take.
Yeah, I kind of enjoy just getting out on our own and doing it too, and
I
taking
want
pictures.
The reason I want to do go on a tour that they have is so I can get that extra information that I can learn more.
Yeah.
And what it is with the those mounds is that they're not all there anymore because it had been turned into farmland at one point.
Yeah, and that's
And
when they found.
It had been plowed.
They found the I'd say the Native American artifacts they started finding, and then they just made that protected land. So, but it is very beautiful out there, and it's definitely this amazing feeling that you get, and there's like this history and these energies there that's just beautiful to me. It's very spiritually awakening out there, and I love it.
It is the Plum Bio Mounds Archaeological State Park, formerly Totec Mounds.
Yeah.
Previously preserves the largest and most complex Native American mound site in Arkansas, built by the Plum Bio culture between 650 and 1050 AD as a ceremonial center. The National Historic Landmark features 18 earthworks, including the state's tallest prehistoric mounds, and offers guided tram tours, walking trails, and an active research station for visitors to explore this significant archaeological site.
We'll definitely have to go back, as it's been a few years since we've been out there.
Yeah. Anyway.
But I think Dealey's getting restless. I think she's telling us, "Mommy, Daddy, I'm ready to go upstairs."
I think we need to be about winding it down anyway
Yeah.
because we've been going nearly 50 minutes.
I'm off tomorrow, but you do have
I
to get up
do
and go
have
to
to
work
work.
tomorrow, so and you might
And,
want to get
and
you
it's
a
already
little snack.
it's already almost 8:30, and I should have taken my meds by now.
Oh no, yeah, we better sign off for tonight. But I think we've had a really great discussion.
Yep.
So
Well,
hope you all enjoyed it. Have a good night and the rest of your week.
And I get to upload this now. Bye, guys.
Bye.